up, YouTube? This is Woody coming back with another mother loving Moto vlog. What is up, YouTube? I'm back making videos. As some of you might have seen, the channel name has changed. Things are going to change on this channel. I know I've been gone for a long time, so that's why I kind of wanted to make this video, just kind of let you know where I've been and what's been going on in my life, and get this channel fired back up. I feel like there's ample opportunity to really succeed with this channel right now, and I've just been, this last maybe a couple months or whatever, been really wanting to fire back up my channel, but just different circumstances in my life has kind of pushed it farther and farther back. But now we're doing it. We're back. We're making videos and doing reviews. I'm on my way to do a review right now on a motorcycle, the Indian Sport Chief, and I'm taking an hour and a half drive to test ride this bike. That's how determined I am to ride this bike and get content and ride reviews. This will be my third one. I got 2 recorded already, and I'll have this one, and they'll all be following this video that you're watching now. If you're watching, thank you for everybody that stuck around this last 3 years. I ain't made a video in probably 3 years, like since the beginning of the vid. So I guess that's where I want to start talking about like what's been going on in my life and what happened. It's been a rough 3 years for me, which I know that it's been a hard time for everybody with everything, the vid and everything, and life has changed for all of us. So like, I know we all got problems, and I don't want to seem like my problems are worse than some other people's problems, but some of my problems are pretty bad. So the last videos I did was I think it was that giveaway video. When COVID hit, I felt like I was on a huge run with videos and stuff. Like I did all these ride reviews and had content that would carry me till springtime, so there would be no gap in video content and stuff like that. And then COVID hit, and everything started slowing down and shutting down. It kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit. I don't know why it happened, it just did. And then once spring came around and we thought things were going to start opening back up, they didn't. And I couldn't get out and do reviews, like everything was shut down. You couldn't ride bikes, you couldn't do anything. So like, if you've been following my channel long enough, my ride reviews are like my bread and butter. Like they're the majority of my content, and that's what does the best on this channel. So that's why I try it, and I love doing them. Like they're my favorite thing to do on this channel is ride reviews. And any chance I can get to go ride a new bike or a bike I've never rode before, I love to get out and do it. And I just like to ride them and talk about them, and then give you guys ideas of the bikes maybe you don't get a chance to ride or whatever. And my ride reviews will give you a chance to understand the bike more and get an idea of maybe if it's something that you'd be into or whatever. So when all that shut down, it kind of it took the wind out of my sails, and I just kind of lost interest. I think I don't know why. I guess it was just made it harder to make content, and it was kind of depressing for me, whatever, I guess you would say. So that first year, like, I really didn't have any content to make, and it ended up, this gap has ended up being way longer than I ever expected it to be. I thought COVID would settle down, things would go back to normal, and then I'd be able to get back to making content, but it just didn't happen that way. So that first year, like, I did not think that it would play out the way that it did. So then tragedy struck our family. Almost exactly a year after COVID hit, February 2001, my mother passed away from COVID. She had COVID pneumonia and passed away. She fought in the hospital for several weeks, and there really wasn't anything they could do for her. So then dealing with that was pretty tough. And then trying to get back into a space, a positive space, where I could make content again and it'd be enjoyable, which is hard for me to do. And then things at work just exploded after that first year of COVID. Around the time my mother passed away, like, things just exploded at work, and we got super, super busy. And for that whole year, I was working 50 plus hours a week for an entire year, which was helpful financially. Like, did pretty good, but it makes it hard to want to get out and ride, and want to get out and make content when you're working that much, that hard, for that long. It really burnt me out. So then got towards the end of 2021, and it was October 21, I started having issues with my stomach. And this is where it gets crazy. It was one Sunday, we were sitting home, just chilling at the house, and like a light switch, I started having issues with my stomach, like having like stomach cramps or back pains and stuff like that. And this went on for probably about 2 weeks. And it got so bad one Friday night that we ended up going to the hospital. We went to the hospital. I got checked out. The doctor in this crappy ER pretty much just dismissed me. Pretty much just told me that I was an alcoholic and I needed to stop drinking, and that I had what's called pancreatitis. And the only way you get that, there's only 2 ways you get that. One of them is being a heavy drinker, prolonged heavy drinker, which I am definitely not a heavy drinker by any means, let alone a prolonged heavy drinker. Never been a heavy drinker. So like, not satisfied with what we were told, I had to start finding a family doctor. At the time I didn't have a family doctor, and coming there a year out of COVID, it was hard to get a doctor to take you because they were all full and not taking patients and stuff like that. So it took me a little while. Finally got a doctor. Still having trouble with my stomach and my back. Lots of tests. Did ultrasounds on my stomach, blood work, and the doctor referred me to a GI specialist. So I got a GI specialist, got scans done, and they ended up finding a dark spot on my pancreas. That was like a kick in the gut. Like, as soon as she told me that, I got this stuff and get referred to OSU. I got referred to OSU in January. I had to have an endoscope done to look at the inside of my pancreas and have a biopsy done. This whole last year and 5 months or whatever has been an absolute nightmare, to say the least. It's been a roller coaster, up and down from the very start. I got the endoscope done. The doctor and his senior doctor looked at it and everything. Didn't think it was cancerous. Didn't believe it was cancerous. There was nothing in there that made them think that it was cancerous. But they still went ahead and sent the biopsy off to have it tested and everything. And within a couple days, I got the phone call that I had stage 3 pancreatic cancer. And I don't know how much people know about pancreatic cancer, but it's about a no-win situation. It's probably one of the worst cancers you can get, and there isn't a whole lot of hope for people that are diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. There's only about a 12% survival rate from pancreatic cancer. So, got the biopsy done, got the call, the diagnosis in February last year, and he referred me to a surgeon, which was at the time their top surgeon at OSU for pancreatic cancer. He was the top surgeon for the Whipple surgery, which is what I needed. On April 1st, I went in and I had the Whipple surgery done. They took a portion of my pancreas out, my gallbladder out, a portion of my stomach out, and a portion of my large intestine. I'm telling you, I've never had surgery before, but that was, coming out of that surgery was the worst pain of life. It was horrible. The recovery was horrible. The pain was excruciating, like the worst pain that I've ever felt in my life. It was, hands down, this has been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Hands down, the hardest thing ever. This whole last year, like, I've been on chemo since May, the end of May. Got my surgery done in April. They have to give you, like a recovery period for your wounds and everything to heal from that before you start chemo. The end of May, I started chemo. From the moment, the day I worked all the way up till the day before my surgery. I worked the day before my surgery, and then the next day I went in and had that major surgery. This is a major surgery, and I couldn't work anymore. I did chemo all summer long last summer. Actually, up until about 3 weeks ago, I was doing chemo. Chemo that I started on was the hardest chemo that they had, the strongest stuff they had to fight the cancer. And let me tell you, like, chemo is no joke. That was pretty rough. The stuff that it does to you, just the weird, unreal side effects and feelings that you get from chemo. It's mind-blowing, like the things that it does to you, the way it makes you feel, the side effects. sugar numbers started going up, and they couldn't figure out why. So, which means that they didn't believe the chemo that I was on was working anymore. So they had to change my chemo regimen to a different chemo medicine, and which was somewhat good for me because it was less invasive. The chemo that I was on originally was a three medicine regimen. They'd give me 2 treatments in the office, and then I'd have to wear a pump that pumped medicine in me for 48 hours, and then I would go in and they would take the pump off. And I did that every other week from the end of May till November. They took me off chemo for a couple weeks to figure out what the next plan was, and then they put me on that second chemo, which was a 2 medicine chemo, and I did that. I was supposed to do it every week, but my blood cells and stuff couldn't handle the chemo that often, so I had to do it like every 2 weeks. Then they started seeing my belly ribbon number go up, which means that it was affecting my liver. And my liver couldn't handle this chemo. And there was a spot where the tumor was, where they removed part of my pancreas, where the tumor was. There was still a spot in that location of what looks like cancer. And it had grown while I was doing all this chemo. It still kept growing. So in January or February, mind you, I went back to work in November. I went back to work part-time in November. I've been working since then, working part-time. I work when I feel good enough to work, and I would not work when I didn't feel good enough to work. The place I work at has been really good to me about really understanding, and if I needed a day off, no problem whatsoever. They would just give me the day off. If I didn't feel good, if I started feeling bad at work, I'd go home, and they were fine with it. They've been working with me great. So I've been working part-time since October or November. I can't remember. It might have been at the end of October, beginning of November. So went back to work part-time. In January, they changed me, or February, they changed me to a chemo radiation regimen. I did 27 rounds of radiation every day, Monday through Friday. I would go in after work, do my radiation, and then I had a chemo pill that I had to take twice a day, Monday through Friday as well, which that did some wicked, weird stuff to me. Weird stuff, like made my hands, palms of my hands and the bottoms of my feet sore, like to the point where I couldn't hardly walk, or to the point I couldn't hardly hold a pencil or a pen at work. Like, it did some weird stuff to me. But I've come through this. I've completed my radiation and chemo regimen. Right now, I'm off chemo. I'm not doing it right now. Getting ready to go to OSU in a couple of weeks to have a follow-up scan to see if the chemo radiation worked, and then find out what the next plan is. But like, I feel things are going really good right now. I feel good. I don't feel sick no more. But part of that is probably because I'm not on chemo anymore. Because I've been off chemo for like 2 weeks now. Maybe this might be the 3rd week. And it takes a little while to get out of you. And it does affect you even when you're not taking it. takes a couple weeks for your body to work that chemo out of your system, and that's probably why I'm feeling pretty good. I don't want to say I'm definitely not in remission, and I don't know if we don't even know if the chemo and the radiation worked, like if it got rid of that spot that was left in my chest. So that's what we're waiting on. Here in a couple weeks, I go into OSU to have scans done to see how that worked, if it worked, and then they'll come up with another plan of what I'm going to have to do afterwards. It's been crazy. It's been, I never could have imagined me being on this road in my life. Like, never could have seen this coming, ever. Cancer's not prevalent in my family. The type of cancer that I have is not hereditary. So it was definitely a whole life change. Easily, like, it's hard to put into words, like, how much effect it's had on my life over this last year and several months. And the way it changes your focus and what's important and what you want to do with the rest of your life, because for the last year, I didn't know how much longer I was even going to be alive. Like, I just didn't, there was no way of knowing. And then as bad as I was feeling and stuff, like, I didn't know if I would even make it to now. Like, it's pretty amazing how good I'm doing today versus the way I was feeling maybe a month ago or 2 months ago. But we're fighting. We are fighting. We're not giving up. I'm getting ready to go back to work full time. That's how good I'm feeling now. And completing my radiation and chemo, like, gave me a spark to get back into making videos, making content, and living, like, getting out and living. Like, you start looking at days a lot different when you're faced with something like this, where you don't know if you're going to survive or not. So, like, every day is precious. Like, I don't know what else how else to say it, but we're here. We're making videos. I'm back. I'm gonna be making videos as long as I can. I don't want this to be a complete downer video. Like, we're back. We're making videos. We're making content. I'm getting reviews made. I've got two made that'll be coming out soon. I'm on my way to do another one. Lots of things coming for the channel. As you can see, this ain't my old Chevy no more. Maybe we could do a video on that. I don't know if you can see what it is, but maybe we can do a video on when I'm driving, and it might be more content for the channel. We'll see though. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around all this time that I've been gone. All you that stayed subbed and haven't bailed out on me, I appreciate you. Thank you for staying. And we're doing it. We're gonna just start. I'm just gonna start throwing content at you. Oh, I don't have a bike right now. When I got sick, my bike was getting older. It was needing work done to it. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it. I knew that it's going to be a long time before I could ride again. So we sold it because we could use the money elsewhere. But we're back on our feet. We're working hard. I'm getting ready to go back to a work full time, and there's going to be a new bike coming to the channel. There's a new bike coming to the channel. I got this coming to the channel I want to do content with. I can't wait to start. I can't wait. I'm so excited for this year. It's going to be great. I'm just going to throw content at you left and right, and hopefully it sticks. Hopefully we can get this channel back up to where it was with the views and everything, and get monetized again, and we can just start making great content. I know that I can do this. Channel can grow. I know it's got potential, and hopefully you guys will just stick around and you like what's coming. That was a other thing. That is why I changed my channel name. I wanted to. I felt like Woody on Two Wheels put me in a small box where all I could do was two-wheel content. And I want to stick with doing two-wheel content, but I changed the name to Woody Rides because I want to be able to broaden the channel. I'd like to do more content than just motorcycles. So hopefully you guys are into that. And I mean, if you guys aren't into it and it's not doing good, then we won't keep doing it on the channel, obviously. But if you guys want to see it, it's going to be coming. This Jeep, there'll be Jeep content. A little more things going on this year. I'm going to be going to the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion in Gatlinburg, Tennessee this summer. We're taking the Jeep. Hopefully we get to do some trail riding while we're down there. I'll make video at the event. You'll see all that content. Hopefully you guys are into that stuff. Let me know if that's something you look forward to seeing on the channel. A new bike is coming. A new bike is coming. I believe in the next 3 or 4 weeks, there will be a new bike on the channel. I can't wait for that. The other day I did that first ride review. Was the first time I'd been on a bike in probably 3 years. The last video I put out on YouTube with me on a motorcycle was the last time that I rode a bike. So a week ago I went and did that first ride review that's going to come out after this video. It was the first time I rode a bike in roughly 3 years. It was exhilarating. I can't put into words how bad I needed to get out on 2 wheels, get my whole dupla oblongata back in focus, and get back on 2 wheels. It was, I don't know if it's going to be the best ride review, but it definitely was something I needed to refocus myself, realign my soul, and just get my head straight. And it was awesome, and it put that bug back in me, that fire back in me. And the new bike's coming, I promise you. I know I thought I was going to be getting a new bike before, but it's happening now. We're doing good. We're out here doing it, and I'm not wasting any time because it's too precious. It's just too precious, and I've got life left to live, and we're going to be living it. And hopefully you guys like the content I start putting out. Hopefully you like the videos. Hopefully, I hope you guys are excited about Jeep content, because I really want to be able to share this content with you too. So I feel like motorcycles and Jeeps almost go hand in hand. So hopefully I can get some good content, Jeep content out to you guys, and you guys will like it. Motorcycle content's always going to be there. Don't worry about that. And I think I might end the video here. I feel like it's getting kind of long. I feel like I'm rambling on just because I'm so excited to be making a video again. So I'm gonna cut the video here. Hopefully you liked it. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you didn't like the video, hit that dislike button. If you ain't subscribed, please subscribe today. I'll catch you on the next video. Be ready for these first rides coming out. Peace, and I'm out.
My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.